Wow. I am on an island called Mirihi in the Maldives. I never thought I could say that. You might think that the Maldives is inaccessible. It might be a place only the extreme wealthy can afford to travel to. But I've met some people that have been able to call the Maldives home, and they're just normal people with a little bit excess JaYoe Spirit. So join me as I take my holiday here in the Maldives, and you can take it along with me. Let's go. JaYoe!
The Maldives dangle out in the middle of the Indian Ocean, about 600 miles southwest of the country of Sri Lanka. The main method for getting around in the Maldives is either a boat or a seaplane. So as quick as me and my travel partner Anny arrived at Malé International Airport, we were off again, on board a seaplane to the final destination of Mirihi. The Maldives are made up of 26 atoll states, and there's no better first look at them than through the window of a seaplane. After about a 30-minute flight, we arrived at the Island Resort of Mirihi. All of the islands here are isolated, and therefore they're able to create their own unique guest experience. As we were about to learn, Mirihi was a truly fantastic choice. After our sea taxi landed at the dock, we were introduced to our home for the next week. Mirihi is a full-service resort, full of activities and events, excellent restaurants, pools, a tennis court, places to relax and have fun, and beautiful rooms. Me and Anny decided to take a dolphin watching sunset cruise on our first night. We didn't get to see any dolphins, but we did see a pilot whale, and we were introduced to a couple of regulars on the island, Sven and Katja. They find time every year to make a trip to the island paradise, and I was interested to talk to them and find out what keeps them coming back.
First went to an island called Coco Palm.
It's another atoll as well, so it's far away from here. Yeah, for us it's paradise.
It's one of the wonders of the world. So when you see the small dots in the big ocean, that's always what keeps us fascinating about that place here.
What is your thoughts on happiness and how it fits into life and how much importance it needs to take in the whole grand scheme of things?
For me, I could feel happiness in each and every situation.
Enjoying life, have a good balance between work, what is needed, and mostly for me it's enjoying life.
Now, unlike Sven and Katja, I had been visiting the Maldives for the very first time, and it's very alien. It's built on coral, and the islands look so strange and odd, popping out at all these weird places around these rings of the atoll, that it was really like landing on an alien world. And you start to forget about the world that exists outside that horizon, the real world. The resort is completely self-sustaining. They've got a generator that provides power, you've got Wi-Fi, and you've got a staff of about 150 to cater to the maximum 70 or so guests that call this place home when they're traveling here. Now, there's people here to take care of all your needs. They're cleaning constantly, they're preparing food and drink, and of particular interest to me is the people that are staffing the dive center.
The Maldives is not exactly a place for land lovers. Most of the beauty here comes from under the waves, so I was sure to take as many underwater opportunities as I could. I registered on a few of their diving day trips and met up with Lizzie. Lizzie is a dive instructor living and working for the resort. I wanted to learn a little bit more about how she was able to land a job working in paradise. So I brought her aside and asked her a few questions.
Hello, my name is Lizzie and I'm from Austria.
How old are you, Lizzie?
I'm forever 21. I went to school, primary and secondary school near the village where I grew up. And I went to high school then in Linz, which is the big city in Upper Austria. And to university, I went to Vienna.
And what was your major?
I studied media and communication studies.
Now what's your major?
Now I'm a scuba diving instructor.
How did that happen?
I wanted to, experience different tastes, know more about cultures. It was just my curiosity about the world. And it was planned to travel for half a year and then go back and finish my master's degree. But as so often, things come different as you think. I want to change my lifestyle as well because I was hanging out with a couple of boys over there which were fire dancers, and they were during the day hanging around in the yard and playing guitar, singing and playing with the fire sticks. And I thought, I like that. I would like to do the same. I don't want to go back and work in the office again. And then I thought, I'm not going back. I have an idea now how to get away and travel the world, earning money by the same time, having fun. So I became a scuba diving instructor over there.
So how long have you been doing dive instructor?
Around half a year now. No, I'm a happy traveler.
Okay.
I'm a happy traveler. I'm a very optimistic and positive person, and I just live my dream. For me, it's definitely connected to the ocean. I love the ocean. I love the sun. I love islands, sandy beaches. This makes me happy.
How do you spend your free time on Mirihi?
Be in my room, watch movies, Facebook, chat with friends on Skype. Other days I'm out on the beach, get some sun, play darts, play volleyball, go snorkeling, kayaking, windsurfing, whatever I feel like.
Now, my show is called JaYoe. JaYoe means add fuel. So give me your very best JaYoe.
JaYoe!
Wow. So that is Lizzie's definition of a 9-to-5 job. It sure beats sitting behind a desk and working all day and all night. But let's see what else is on the island, eh?
My days in Mirihi, when not swimming in the crystal clear water, were filled with relaxing days on the beach, grabbing a cocktail at the Anuba Beach Bar, or enjoying any number of water sport activities. We went on a fishing trip and ate the freshest tuna sashimi I've ever eaten. And we took some time to upgrade our diving certification as well. But when the sun goes down, a new side of the island pops up. The sky goes from blue to an assortment of beautiful oranges and reds, and the island transforms. There are a number of restaurants on the island that rise above the coral reef, giving you the most spectacular eating setting you could possibly imagine. The fish dance below you as you feast on lobster, fresh fruits, and any number of items by the candlelight. The bottom line is that there was very little in the Maldives that kept us wanting for back home.
The Maldives is an isolated country, which means that the wildlife here is particularly unique. The life under the water is so varied, it's really spectacular. The life on the island is really interesting too, and the island of Mirihi has a little bit of a wildlife speciality, and it's up in the trees.
The Maldives are populated with a large form of bat called flying foxes. At night you hear them chattering in the trees. They're actually really herbivores and are important for spreading the seeds from island to island in the country. Apart from the bats, you have an array of crabs and lizards. I particularly enjoyed the hermit crabs and enlisted their help in spreading the JaYoe message. I branded the shells of a couple of hundred of them with a permanent marker and set them loose on the island. Before we left, we saw them popping up throughout the entire resort. JaYoe. Life on land is interesting, but what really sets life apart in the Maldives is what resides under the waves.
When I got to the Maldives, I had two objectives. One was to see a whale shark, and two was to see a manta ray. And it really paid off in spades because I saw a lot of each. When I did the whale shark trip, it was a little bit worrisome. I went with Anny and a couple of tourists on the island. The morning was a little rough. So rough, in fact, that people were starting to get sick. People were just not having a good time at all. The locals are positioned on the boat, looking out and trying to catch any whale shark that might be coming near. Lo and behold, they started spotting one whale shark. I jumped in the water without even thinking and headed straight for the intersecting path of this whale shark. And I could see in the distance the whale shark was coming, but then he just slightly turned towards me, and he headed right in my direction, and we were on a collision course. So I continued to snorkel and try and catch up to it and swim under and around, and it was kind of like a dance. This gigantic creature, the largest fish in the world, was swimming right past me, and I was able to just spin around and get under it and around it, and the other guests on the boat and Anny weren't feeling very well, so it was really just like me and this animal together, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And thank God we kept going, because I really believe that people were so sick and feeling so dizzy and nauseous that we weren't going to go much longer. Now, the manta ray experience itself was interesting. We had already mapped out a place, and they had found a place where the manta rays come to clean themselves. The manta rays go to this rocky area, and the fish come up and they feed off the manta ray, and the manta ray just kind of relaxes, sits back, and enjoys the cleaning. And then when they feel like they've gotten everything off, they keep on cruising. Lo and behold, these manta rays came out of nowhere, and they looked like these enormous bats that were just flying, into this rocky area. They would open their mouths and allow the fish in there, and it really looked like they were enjoying it. They even have these mandibles that come out, curling up, almost like they were enjoying the moment so much that they were just lavishing in it. To see them for the first time was an amazing experience, and to see within a few days my bucket list largest fish in the world and my bucket list manta ray, and here at the Maldives you can see all of those things alongside the sharks and the sea creatures and the crabs and the fish and all of these amazing animals that call the Maldives home. When we were on the boat looking for the whale sharks, everybody was getting sick. The people that were really doing all the work were the local Maldive scouts, I guess you would say. They're looking for the whale sharks. And one of them was Ibrahim. He got to live here not as a tourist, not as a traveler, but because this is his home. And it was really interesting to see him interact with his friends, interact with the tourists, and also talk with me a little bit about his life here in the Maldives. Okay, are you ready?
My name is Ibrahim, sir.
Where are you from, Ibrahim?
Maldives,
What island in the Maldives?
North Male, Irimaradu.
Do you have family?
Yeah, one daughter.
How old is she?
They 8 years.
8. How often do you get to go see her?
1 month, 4 days.
If you had a choice to travel somewhere, where would you like to travel? Anywhere in the world?
I don't know.
Don't know?
Yeah,
You only know.
only
Maldives.
Maldives.
Okay, he's not the most talkative guy. But in order to appreciate anywhere in the world fully, it's important to understand and communicate with the local element. Maldives is a paradise to you and me, but to Ibrahim, it's just home.
JaYoe.
Okay, good.
As a matter of fact, he's there right now while you're watching this video, ferrying a new group of people on the vacation of a lifetime. Kind of makes you think, huh?
I've never seen a place quite like the Maldives. The landscape here is so special that I've been able to see and do things that I've dreamt of doing since I was a child. And you know, with rising seas, some of these islands might not even exist in a few years. So you have to have an opportunity to experience it for yourself. I hope I've shown you that you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be wealthy to come and experience it for yourselves. You can even get a job here and do some diving and have that experience that could set you apart from everybody else in the world. I'm Matthew, talking to you from the Maldives, and particularly the island of Mirihi, saying, if you want it, JaYoe, go out there and get it. JaYoe!
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.